What is a hero to you? A symbol of peace, someone who never loses, or maybe the one who smiles like a Superman no matter how hard things get? In My Hero Academia, the idea of a hero isn't just some fantasy. It's connected to how we in the real world think about justice. Today, I want to walk with you through that question. What does it really mean to be a hero? First, let's talk about the person who created this world, because understanding the creator helps us understand the kind of heroes he wanted to draw. To explore the deeper background, I will hand things over to our archivist.
Kōhei Horikoshi grew up in Aichi Prefecture, studied art at Nagoya University, and began his career as a manga assistant, before publishing his own works. He has cited series like Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto as major influences, while also loving American superhero comics. As a result, My Hero Academia blends Japanese shonen traditions with Western superhero aesthetics, from costume design and dynamic poses to character-focused emotional arcs.
So if you've ever felt like My Hero Academia is both a shonen manga and a Western hero comics at the same time, you're not imagining it. That mix is baked into Horikoshi himself. Now, why does shonen manga so often look like good guys punch bad guys end of story? That pattern isn't just for kids. There is a deeper root.
Many iconic shonen works, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Naruto, share a clear structure. The world is divided into good and evil. Heroes fight for justice, villains threaten peace, and ultimately, good triumphs. This is closely related to a traditional Japanese moral concept, Kan-zen-chō-aku, encouraging good and punishing evil. The phrase dates back over 1,400 years. It appears in the 7th century, in Prince Shotoku's 17-article constitution, one of Japan's earliest ethical codes. In Article 6, he writes a principle, often summarized as, punish the evil and encourage the good. Importantly, this was not about criminal law in the modern sense. It was a guideline for maintaining harmony. In a young state moving from clan-based rule to a more centralized government, people needed a shared moral compass that went beyond family or region.
So when we see super simple good versus evil stories, we are not just talking about entertainment. We are looking at a really old way of organizing society that ended up turning into a story formula. But this idea of encourage good, punish evil didn't appear in a vacuum. It's sitting on top of two big philosophies.
Confucianism contributed a sense of order, hierarchy, and duty. Everyone had a role, and stability depended on people respecting that structure. Buddhism added self-discipline, compassion, and the belief that good deeds create balance in both society and the heart. Within this framework, punish evil, encourage good, meant act with virtue, control selfish desires, and serve the collective good.
So at the beginning, this wasn't about a capable hero punching a villain. It was about how to live and how not to tear society apart. Over time, though, something interesting happens. That moral rule turns into a story pattern.
During the Edo period, theater and popular literature flourished. In kabuki plays, jururi puppet dramas, and popular narratives, Kan-zen-chō-aku became a dramatic structure. The wicked rise, justice strikes, harmony is restored. Works such as Chishingura, Kanadahan Chishingura, and Higashiyama Sakurazashi are typical examples of this tendency. Audiences found emotional relief in watching the world return to order. On stage, the pattern became familiar and satisfying. After World War II, when manga culture exploded, this same structure carried over. Early shonen manga like Astro Boy and Mazinger Z followed a similar rhythm. Evil appears, justice rises, peace is restored. Even much later, in series like Dragon Ball and Naruto, the core of Kan-zen-chō-aku remained clear sides, clear winners, clear justice.
So that super clean kind of justice isn't just London writing. It's inherited in centuries of Japanese storytelling. But here's the problem. Encourage good, punish evil sounds noble, until people start using it to attack each other.
Once a society believes that good and evil are cleanly separated, it becomes easy to label other people. Understanding is replaced with judgment. In modern Japan, this logic can be seen in school bullying. Children who don't fit in, or who make a mistake, may be treated as bad by their classmates. the group then feels justified in excluding or attacking them, as if bullying itself were a form of justice. This is Kan-zen-chō-aku, distorted into a social weapon, no longer a path to virtue, but a way to justify harm.
So the same mindset that once held society together can turn into pressure to conform, dividing obedience and punishing any difference. In fiction, that black and white justice feels satisfying. In real life, it clashes the nuance and makes it dangerous to admit you're not perfectly good. Recently, though, we've seen a big shift. A lot of stories are no longer happy with good versus evil as a simple answer.
Contemporary works actively explore the gray area between hero and villain. In Attack on Titan, so-called villains fight for freedom, while heroes commit atrocities in the name of peace. In Death Note, justice mutates into obsession, and the line between savior and killer disappears completely. In Demon Slayer, demons are not just monsters, many are former humans, twisted by grief, loneliness, and loss. Today's audience doesn't simply want to cheer for a righteous winner, they want to know, why do people fall? Why do they break? What does justice actually mean?
And My Hero Academia is one of the clearest examples of this new kind of storytelling. Horikoshi takes the classic hero template and basically asks, what if the hero isn't always right? What if villains have solid reasons? And what if heroes carry real guilt?
This is most visible in the relationship between Deku and Shigaraki. Rather than treating Shigaraki as pure evil, Deku tries to understand him. He sees not only the destructive villain, but also the damaged child underneath. Deku's core motivation is not an abstract notion of justice. It is the desire to save people who are crying for help.
That's the big shift. He's not a hero of ideology, he's a hero of empathy.
In a culture shaped by Kan-zen-chō-aku, where punish evil, reward good, has long defined right and wrong, Horikoshi suggests a different form of heroism, not defeating villains from above, but reaching out to those who have fallen, even when society calls them evil.
So instead of a hero standing on the pedestal of justice, we got a hero standing beside those who suffer. That's his quiet rebellion. But the series doesn't just critique Japan's old moral structure, it also targets something very familiar in Western comics.
In many American superhero stories, heroes function as symbols of hope, of freedom, of peace. Characters like Superman are often depicted as smiling from above the clouds, embodying an ideal greater than ordinary humans. Horikoshi understands this tradition well and channels it into All Might. All Might is the symbol of peace, beloved by citizens, feared by villains, and trusted by institutions. However, such clear and simple justice has a structural cost. When one person becomes the embodiment of righteousness, society's moral thinking is outsourced to that symbol. People depend on the hero, not on their own judgment.
On the surface that looks safe, but underneath, the cracks start to spread.
Beneath the peace All Might maintains, those who do not fit hero society accumulate in the shadows, people with dangerous quirks, people harmed or ignored by heroes, people branded as wrong, before anyone tried to understand them. These marginalized individuals are gradually pushed out by the system. When they finally gather, they form the League of Villains, not just a random group of evildoers, but the byproduct of a world that placed absolute faith in symbols and left no place for those who couldn't conform. In this sense, All Might is both the hero who saved the world and the origin point of its fragile collapse. His justice produced order, and at the same time, a system destined to undermine itself.
So My Hero Academia isn't only attacking good versus evil thinking in Japan, it's also questioning the Western fantasy of the perfect smiling hero. When peace depends on a single symbol, it may look strong, but inside it's already breaking. There is another idea that My Hero Academia keeps returning to. This phrase, saving someone. Not saving the world in general, just this burger someone out there.
The idea of dedicating one's life to saving someone seems noble on the surface. However, Horikoshi repeatedly shows that this impulse can also become destructive when it blinds heroes to the people close to them. Consider Nana Shimura. To protect her loved ones, she distances herself from her family and leaves her son, believing it will keep him safe. This creates deep resentment. Generations later, that unresolved pain reappears as Tamura Shigaraki. Her attempt to save the world ultimately shatters her own family. Similarly, Endeavor devotes his life to surpassing all might, convinced that becoming the ultimate hero will save society. In pursuit of this goal, he sacrifices his wife's well-being and treats his children as tools for his ambition. From this broken environment, Dobby emerges. Both Nana and Endeavor act from strong conviction, yet their fixation on an abstract someone causes them to fail the people standing right beside them.
So the series is basically saying, even saving others can turn into a kind of violence. If you stop seeing who is actually in front of you. All of these themes, doubting simple justice, feeling sympathy for villains, questioning fragile peace, they're not random. They're very Japanese roots to them, and it starts with Anpanman.
Like many Japanese children, Horikoshi grew up watching Anpanman, a hero who feeds the hungry by sharing pieces of his own bread head. Although the series appears to be a simple children's show, its core message is philosophical. Anpanman's creator, Takashi Yanase, lived through the hardships of World War II. He witnessed starvation and suffering, and these experiences deeply influenced his understanding of justice. Yanase expressed the idea that true justice is the act of offering food to those in need, a form of devotion and love rooted in compassion. Justice, in this view, is not primarily about defeating evil, but about giving and caring through self-sacrifice. This philosophy influenced many later works: My Neighbor Totoro, where gentleness is strength; Sailor Moon, where love is the source of power; One Piece, where saving friends matters more than glory; and of course My Hero Academia, where helping others defines true heroism.
So Anpanman might look cute and simple, but his DNA ran through a huge part of modern Japanese storytelling. He shifted the hero from the one who fights to the one who gives. Deku inherited this lineage.
He does not fight to annihilate villains, he fights because he wants to save someone, even if that someone is an enemy. He offers his body, his heart, and even his future to reach out to another human being. In this way, Horikoshi is not only reconstructing the image of the hero, he is extending Yanase's vision. The highest form of heroism is not overwhelming power or glory, but the willingness to give a part of oneself for another.
So Deku is like a bridge between Kan-zen-chō-aku, between Western superhero symbolism, and Anpanman's quiet kindness. He's not perfect. He breaks, he doubts, he gets lost, but he keeps reaching out his hand. That's the kind of hero this story puts in front of us. Today we follow My Hero Academia from ancient moral code all the way to modern anime. We saw Kan-zen-chō-aku encourage good, punish evil, and how it shaped simple good versus evil stories. We looked at the Western-style symbolic hero and how All Might exposes its weakness. And finally, we arrived at Yanase's Anpanman, where justice means giving, not just fighting. This channel explores Japanese stories and ideas through their historical and cultural background. If you enjoyed this episode, please like the video, subscribe, and let me know your opinion in the comment.
The archive remains open until the next story.